Welcome back, heroes. We return back to our questers in the lower part of Myrbbin's Dungeon of Dangers. They have just defeated their first toy adversaries and have found Melen messing around with some of their gear, apparently, in the background of their fish eye with which they are seeing him through. He thought he'd shut it off, but apparently he didn't. And we return back to Roland and Euphemia scouting ahead. Euphemia just reported what they found, a dungeon for toys. We're going to go ahead and begin here, but remember, do try this at home. Give us a like and subscribe, Noble Heroes. All right, so you guys just hear that there is apparently a how do you describe it to them, Euphemia?
She would describe the dead-looking doll, and what noises? I forgot what noises she heard.
It's like a baby's cry.
Yeah.
That there was some sort of faint baby's cry from the distance. Could she locate what direction it was coming from?
Yeah, the right.
Okay, she'd convey that.
Did you tell him he was playing with my sword?
No, she didn't.
Okay, so we'll find that out later.
Crying as a baby.
Like a baby doll?
That's awfully concerning. Did any of those adversaries speak in that fight we just had?
The tall one did
had
make
a recorded sound.
Okay.
And you heard.
So, how shall we tackle this?
I think we should go ahead.
Onwards and upwards. He said we'd be let free if we got to the top, and those stairs go up, so.
June very carefully steps.
Your slow, methodical steps up the stairs prevent any farther damage to your form. The tall strider, as Hero has come to call it, is going to duck itself down and sort of turn its log shape to face up the stairs, and then sort of spider his way up them. Roland, you're gonna hear a ticking noise from behind you, and as you turn around, you see the horrifying vision of the spider-like tall strider coming up the stairs behind you. And it will burst out onto the scene in the upper dungeon, followed closely by the rest of them. Hero is going to kind of gain your attention and then say, "Which tunnel?"
I'm not sure.
Well, the cry was coming from the right, she says.
Not that way?
You guys see the 4 wooden plywood cages hanging from the ceiling, and then several others down the little corridors, like a jail. And you will see the broken toy sadly left at the bottom of its cage.
I would like to examine that really quick and make sure it wasn't a person.
That's what I was thinking too.
You don't know how you would tell.
Is it magical? Or is it like a mundane toy? Like decoration?
You see no runes or signs of magic on the skin of the toy.
Do we see anything like that on us, though?
No, you don't.
Are there any toys in any of the jails in these tunnels?
You haven't looked yet, but you can see them from your vantage point.
Even if it is a person right now, there's nothing we can do to help them at this moment. It's better for us to get out of here, and then we can figure out what to do. But this is ridiculous. She goes... She wishes, and suddenly you see a pair of surprisingly stylish cushioned rubber shoes cover each of her feet.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to hear suddenly, "Tower, identify," drawing most of your eyes up to the fish flens, where you see Melen in possession of Pearl's Lament.
Oh, her face goes cold.
Does anyone see that?
What?
Your face?
Mm-hmm.
Well, how visible is it in a ragdoll's face?
Fair. I'm not sure how mobile her features are.
Your eyes can open and close, and your mouth can turn.
Her eyes narrow, and her mouth may just slightly make a downward turn, but that's all you can tell. Or one side of it sort of ticks a little bit.
June doesn't see it. She's too busy looking at it and realizing that their bodies are up there, and she's
I would
like,
have seen
oh,
it.
gods.
You hear the tower. The tower says, it is a non-magical dagger. And he's going to look at it, and you see his head kind of cocked to the side. What's it made of, tower? He says. Metal. Is
Can
all
we
you
hear that?
Yes.
She's gonna chortle when it says that it's non-magical.
Well, it's not. It's not magical.
I know, but it's special.
Uh,
He doesn't know.
Somebody vaguely offended that her dagger wasn't given proper respect.
you are going to see Melen sort of like, he sort of reverses his grip so that it's like stabby stab. And then he's going to kind of like, he sort of chops with it a couple seconds. And then you're suddenly going to see him go, and you're going to see him start crying. And he drops the dagger down to the ground. Tower, identify! It is a non-magical dagger. You see him kind of kick it, and it rolls under a table. He looks down at the floor where it was and seems disturbed.
She says, I don't make it a habit of killing kids. But that kid's asking for it.
The kid's got issues, man.
Okay.
I've always felt vaguely sorry for him, but he's very quickly losing my sympathies.
So, you have 3 paths to choose. The baby's crying is coming from your the path down to your right, and the straight path and the left path have jail cells down them, but no noise seems to be coming from them.
Shall we go straight down the middle, she asks.
Might as well. It's as good as any other path.
If you had to guess, you would guess that this area seems to be laid out in some kind of grid pattern. You all head. Who is in the front of the pack?
Not me.
And are you all going together?
I think it would probably be wise to stay together for now.
Are you all trying to be quiet?
How quiet can we all be?
I can be now. I'm wearing rubber-soled shoes.
So, if it's together then, I need a group stealth check.
Speaking of, I need to reduce my levels.
Oh.
Hero fails.
Okay.
Is my stealth as bad as it
Oh.
was? Because I have better stealth now?
Your dex
Wait,
is
do I
there.
do it with the disadvantage?
No.
Oh, God!
13.
Oh, that's...
I succeeded.
Too bad you're not a hobbit. I mean, halfling. Sorry.
What did you 2 roll? You're going to decide it.
13.
13?
-1.
Okay. All right. So you guys creep down the hallway the best you can. Your forms make it as difficult as possible. And you do definitely, upon listening carefully, you can certainly hear your group moving. But maybe somebody farther away might not be able to gain that awareness. Melen is still messing around in the background, clearly not thinking anybody is seeing him.
You're just keeping an eye on the little...
Brat.
Yeah, that's a nice way to put it.
Okay. You're going to see him drag into... he's going to be carrying what looks like a rocking horse, but you can clearly tell that it is Shadow. He carries it through the frame and then out of frame. You hear it set down somewhere out of frame, and then he comes back.
June just takes a breath, clenches her teeth, and unclenches her jaw when she realizes she could shadow.
Wait, so it looked like Shadow had been enchanted into a rocking horse? Is that
Yes,
what you're
about
saying?
his size.
Okay.
Have you ever had this happen to you before? Not turned into a toy, but your consciousness transferred like this?
Have I?
Several times.
She goes, yes, I have.
Not by your...
Sometimes
Full-
intentionally, sometimes.
She goes, a few times not by my own volition, correct?
So how do we get back? Are we at this kid's mercy?
Do we just need to kill the kid? She seems kind of into killing the kid.
June looks at you.
Or
It
if we
looks
kill
like
the
she
kid, are
kind
we
of
stuck
wants
as
to,
toys?
but then she's like, it's the power of the tower that's doing this. He's using Thundry as basically his controls. So if we could get our hands onto Thundry, we could easily reverse this.
That's the book?
Yes.
Okay. What's this kid's deal?
Melen's fate is actually a fairly tragic one. He's fated to be a dutiful son. He's fated to always do whatever his father tells him to do. And he will remain a child forever. But if fate is flickering or fading, he's no longer under his father's control, but he's still a 12-year-old boy.
How old is he actually? She asks.
I believe he's around 40.
She looks kind of pleased with that. It makes her feel a little better about her homicidal intentions.
But
So
he has
he's-
the mentality of a 12-year-old
Yeah,
child.
so he's stuck in immaturity.
Yes.
That sucks.
Like I said, I always rather pitied the poor boy, but at this exact moment, not so very much. Although I'm very concerned that he has our actual bodies and our gear.
Yes. He already pricked himself with my sword. Like, he's going to lose his hand if he keeps swinging that thing around.
Is that what you're concerned about?
Well...
If he loses his hand, maybe we're stuck in here.
I mean, I'm sure he's fine handless.
He could lose his hand and then lose all of his blood and die.
Yes.
And then we would be trapped in this town.
If he has to always be dutiful, Hero says, then he never needed to be disciplined. He never learned anything. He just had to do
I never
it.
thought of that.
And also, considering exactly who his father is, Myrbbin is one of the most ill-behaved, rude individuals I've ever met in my life.
She's got
And that's saying something.
no example.
Exactly.
Okay.
Don't they live here in isolation?
Yes. And he's basically treated like a glorified servant. Well, there's no even glory in it. He's basically his slave.
There were a couple pictures of Myrbbin in the hall when we first entered. Some of them, he looked younger. But the one of Melen might have been painted a long time ago. He still looks the same.
Myrbbin ages. I mean, he has a prolonged life for a human because he's a wizard, but...
So is Melen going to live forever? You know the answer to that.
Oh, do I? What is it?
He will die of natural causes eventually. Like, he just never fit. Like, he doesn't look like he ages outside.
Nor does his brain.
Right.
She goes, eventually he will die of natural causes. He is just a human, but... She realizes how she said that. She's like, human lifespan.
Jeez.
That is rough.
Yeah. Let's get the hell out of here.
As you guys have entered the jail hallway, you're going to look inside. Most of the cages seem empty, but upon your lull and your conversation, you're going to see what looks like a rather ugly toy soldier, similar to Roland. And you see a little Selenoxian shield emblazoned on the front of him that seems attached to his arm. It looks like a little Selenox guard toy. And you see him kind of like as soon as you get there, he sort of rattles his shield against the bars. But his mouth is just painted on.
Does he look excited or is just like going through the motions toy? This prisoner.
He's sort of hidden his shield on his bars, like tap, 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 tap. But you don't see any expression. He doesn't seem to be able to express himself. His face is just kind of this stern, painted thing.
I'm guessing that's ambiance.
Ambiance, or maybe it's someone trapped like us.
Possibly, but don't you think they'd have a bit more reaction?
This may be all he can express.
Should we try to get him out? Hero says.
Can she use See the Heart in this form?
That'd be handy.
Yes, you can.
That would be
She'd
very
like to
handy.
use it looking at him.
Okay. Give me an
Straight up.
insight check, please. Which is wisdom, if you don't have anything.
Okay. Let's see. So, it's 18.
You look inside a nothing. There's nothing in there. It is blank. He is following a code.
She'll narrow her eyes for a moment and then turn to you. He's just background.
Did we know you could do that?
Yes.
Okay, just
You
checking.
saw me do that once with a
Was it one
mer
of the-
person?
Yeah, you
yeah,
explained
yeah.
it with the Murphy.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, boom.
Hero goes, look at this one. You see a pig who's doing the exact same thing. He's like stood up on his hind legs and is tapping with his little hoof against the bars in the same manner. You see that the pig is broken a little bit. Like there's a little bit of a gash in his stomach, where his stomach would be. And the paint is kind of gone. And you kind of begin to see little marks and marring on these toys. Like they were put in jail because they're ugly.
Oh.
We all feel sorry for the ugly dolls.
I guess Yuffie needs to look at the pig guy too.
If that's a real person, I'm sad for
I
that
think the
person.
one toy not doing that is probably the real one.
Yeah.
You actually don't need to roll.
Okay.
You see nothing inside the pig.
Okay. Same, she'll say. Let's keep moving.
As you take your next step, you hear a needle shoots out of the wall. Make a dexterity saving throw, please.
All of us?
No,
Or
just Euphemia.
She would have been in front. So.
Mhm.
Oh!
You're
Crit.
good.
Okay.
You get a better needle.
Look at this.
Yeah, did she take it?
Yes! I want to grab it out of midair. Yes.
Crit.
What did you roll? A crit?
Okay. 20 plus
Okay.
4. 24.
So the needle comes out too hard for you to stop. But as you back away, it's going to like shoot directly past your eyes and stab into the other side of the wall. And as it goes to go back into the wall, you grab it and break it. And you gain a better, sharper needle.
Nice.
Your weapon now does +1 damage.
So she's going to pull out her other needle and just like toss it aside.
Okay. Yeah, you
Needle
do.
+1.
Dude, you can use the other one as a throwing dagger.
Could she?
It's way too dull. It would just
It's
bounce off.
super
I mean,
dull.
you could knock somebody with it, but it wouldn't do a lot.
Okay, worth a try.
Yeah, you have a needle and
She's just going to turn and look at you all like, well, that happened.
Brilliant. They're traps.
You can stay in the front.
I'm going to begin keeping an eye on my surroundings now for
Yeah.
traps. I wasn't expecting that, even now she is.
Me neither.
Is there anything in the wall that where the needle exited from?
there's a very tiny, almost invisible hole in the brickwork.
So Yuffie would have had some experience in like taking stuff out of vaults. Does she see any other? Can she notice any other like areas that look trapped or?
So, whichever one of you has the highest perception, you are aided by Euphemia, unless it's her.
It's not me.
I have insight, but not perception.
I have
Is
just
it
a plus
me?
2.
I have a +3.
Okay.
So
You,
probably
Roland?
you.
We can't roll hit dice while we're running around.
You both got +3.
But you do have a heal.
I do?
Yeah, your charge things can be used to heal for 2.
Oh, I didn't know that I could use it on me.
You can use it on anybody.
Oh, okay.
It takes an action each time you do it, so it's an out of combat thing. Mostly.
Okay.
I guess I'll just roll.
Did you want to do that?
I'm going to take 2 charges.
There is a very small little storage of light of heaven within Roland. He is going to sort of place his hand over his fractured wounds and give himself back, restore the structure of this toy that he's in, using it.
Nice. She's gonna go ahead and see if she can.
Can you heal me? Hero says. And he shows you a little puncture that he got from one of the
How
toys.
bad is he actually hurt?
He's taking 2 damage.
Come back later.
Probably have to save it, huh?
Yeah, I don't think I think I'm more hurt than you are.
Could we use a medicine check and sew him back up?
We just got a new needle.
Exactly.
Just gonna need.
Well, that's what I was thinking, actually.
You believe that you could, yes. At least give him some structural integrity.
Okay.
What are you gonna use as the thread? Don't. No.
Daniel, you gave me no medicine skill. What the heck?
That's because
I mean, if you have to.
you're not a toy maker.
That's true.
If you have to.
Is there any other thread about that she could do? Like, does the toy soldier or the little pig have anything cloth on them that I could use for thread?
No, they don't.
I'm probably the closest to a toy maker in the group.
You really are.
Yeah.
That's true, but it's a sleight of hand check, not a medicine check.
Gotcha.
No, it's sleight of hand?
Yeah.
Oh.
But I am the only one who has fingers.
I'm not going to require a check, though. If you want to show them up, you do.
Okay, I would like to.
Is there any thread on the
She
big
is
creature?
eyeing-
I animated?
Just feathers.
Gotcha.
And glue, mostly. So until you find some thread, you're not able to
Can we
really...
use her hair?
So her hair comes in 2 little bundles. It's not actually made of strings.
Isn't it made of fibers, though?
Yeah. They're usually made of, like, if it's a
Yarn.
ragdoll, they're usually
Like
made
you
of...
aren't.
So you have a little band around the bottom and top of your hair to keep it in like a bundle. So you have to cut that if you wanted to.
She's gonna look at you.
Hero goes, I mean, it's not a big deal right now.
We'll keep our eye out for something that can be used, and if worst comes to worst, we can.
Okay. It looks like you have the highest perception, Euphemia, so make an
I already
advantage
rolled.
perception check.
I didn't roll with advantage, though. Yeah, okay, so...
Did you crit again?
No, it was a 1. Although, since
There
she's a
was a
halfling,
nice one in the
maybe
crit
she could re-roll.
Oh, wait, yeah, can
Couldn't she re-roll again?
I wish I knew how that works for advantage. I think you take the higher roll, is what happens. You can't take the lower roll, so the 1 is just falls away, and then you take the higher roll. You don't get to, like, roll both and then re-roll all 1s involved.
Darn it. Okay. So it is 18.
18. All right. You will actually see every trap in your way as you go forward, and are
They were created by
going
Paul
to
Bill.
dodge many of the traps in the hallway. However, as you move down the hallways trying to find your way out, you will see several more broken, sad toys, all of them performing the same action.
Any of them have thread on them?
Yes, there is a little cloth wizard doll who has a little hat that's being sort of like off kilter on his head because there's little strings inside that have come apart.
Steal it?
As you reach in, the wizard toy doesn't move at all as you clip some of the string. So you have probably 6 or 7 pieces of string now.
Okay.
And his hat is on the floor.
May I? Sure, gestures at your needle.
Does she have a sheath for her needle, or just...
You had a sheath of a little one, but your new one's too sharp for the sheath.
Okay. So she'll just pass it over.
Gingerly.
All right, and you will stitch up Hero. I will give you 1 temp for the process.
Yay!
All right.
The hero one temp, not me.
That's what I did. You guys look into a side room that is wide open. There's no door. And you will see a very clear stone chamber with a little rise at the backside and a treasure box. Euphemia, with your 18, you see that this room is heavily trapped. You would need an acrobatics check to get through.
Or we could just set them all off.
Or you could do it to set them all off.
She'll say, "It's the most traps I've seen so far. There must be something good in there."
Can you trigger them from afar?
Depends on how they're triggered. Is it weight? Can she tell?
Yes.
It's triggered by weight, so...
Okay, can I create a rock that's perfectly round and just roll it into the room?
All right. As you create a rock.
Considering it can be one cubic foot, I can make it as big as I want.
Oh, man.
So,
And I'm just going to get somebody else to push it for me.
Hero is going to take and sort of push himself against it, and it's going to... And you see dink, 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 dink. You will watch as the traps reset as the rock goes over them.
Oh.
But they probably dulled against the rock.
Okay.
The rock at the other side, is it going to remain, or is it going to disappear?
Well, considering it can go 10 feet away from me.
You just leave it there?
No, she'll just let it go.
Okay.
When you say reset, do you mean they
You
all
shoot back into the wall.
they all rearmed?
Yes.
Oh, I I have an idea. Create a wooden bowl.
Okay. You create a wooden bowl.
Are you gonna put it on Yuffie?
Actually, I was planning a... Yeah, sure. Well, yours pretty small, so she puts it on you and Hero so he can move it.
All right.
Okay.
What are we doing in here? He says.
Just walk.
Oh, like a turtle, he says. And he's gonna, like, push himself against the wood, and as he does, you see the needles, like, shoot into the wooden bowl.
She'll say, walk faster.
Do they get stuck?
Walk faster.
What?
Do they get stuck?
No. They stab in and then immediately come out. But you do make it to the other side of the room, and he sort of lifts up the edge of the barrel to let you to the chest.
Okay.
He says, check for traps on the traps chest, too.
She does.
All right.
Do I need to reroll?
Yes, please.
Does she get advantage this time?
No.
Can't Hero look too?
Heroes, and he's holding up the bowl. Right
Ah,
now.
screw
He's
it.
not close enough.
I want to know. Can I automatically succeed with an inspiration, or do I need to just
No,
reroll?
it needs your roll.
I wish that worked that way.
No.
Much better.
So that's better. 16.
16. Okay. You see that the chest is definitely trapped. As you look on the side of it, there's like some weird... They almost look like magical metal machine parts on the trap.
Oh, no.
How sturdy does that box look?
Looks quite sturdy.
Darn. What's it made of?
Wood.
Want an axe?
Sure.
So you're not sure what this trap is, but
Oh,
usually
it's magical,
seeing
though.
pieces of things that are not wood on a chest signifies that there is some kind of trap involved. This besides the lock, of course.
Okay. And she can't reach her hand in there.
You don't know why you couldn't.
As in it going incorporeal?
You can, as long as it, like, you get it up to your elbow, you could do it.
In her experience, has that ever triggered traps before if she goes incorporeal? With that part of her hand?
Maybe once in your life. Has to be a very specific type of trap. Almost all traps.
She's gonna do it. She'll do it.
Do
I
it.
mean, like, yeah, she's gonna do it.
If we're being honest.
As you reach in, you are going to get up to about your elbow, and your hand is able to go corporeal, and you feel some wooden, feels like chips inside.
Yes.
You drag out a bunch of coins and place them on the ground.
Anything else in there? She's just gonna kind of like rattle her hand about in there.
Okay. You rattle your hand about.
I want to
And
get the good traps.
you're going to pull out a little magical sword. It looks significantly more powerful. And as soon as you pull it out free from the chest and let it go, it's going to fly, and Roland, your old sword's going to like vanish, and this one's going to like shoot into your hand. You gain a +1 bonus to damage.
Nice.
Thanks, UV. Calls across the room.
So you're 100% positive that Melen has no idea what your fate is.
Yeah, that's what she's hoping for.
And he's not watching still, right? Look up and look.
As you look up, you are going to see Melen has brought the Staff of Alton Madsong into frame.
Lord.
And he's like, he kind of whacks the coconuts on the top of the staff, the stones.
There's coconuts?
They're like gourds.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do they shake?
Do they rattle?
No.
And roll?
That would be terrible.
You guys.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Is there?
I'm on a roll today.
Can they hear? Can Melen? I'm wondering if I like shouted, if it would project into the room that Melen's in.
It seems as though he can't. He probably like turned off his audio visual.
We're hysterical. I don't know.
That's what I figured.
I don't know.
You're going to hear, as you look up, Tower, identify it. And he's sort of like holding it back from him a little bit. The Tower says, "It is 3 dead men."
you and kind of quirk an eyebrow.
Yeah, I think we all are gonna look over at him.
Melen
That's
goes,
such a blunt answer.
what? What are you talking about, Tower? Identify. Better.
Identify better.
It is a dwarf, an elf, and a tiefling man, all corpses.
Yep, still looking at you.
What the pits is wrong with this tower? He throws the staff onto the ground.
His expressionless marionette face is just like ignoring you. He's not.
So you don't have an expression, fortunately. Okay, so you have gained what looks like 10 coins from this. You don't know why. They're coins.
She'll put one in her pouch. Oh no, she threw it at you. I don't think
You
she has a
did.
pouch anymore.
Oh no.
So she'll hand all of them over to you then.
Okay.
Euphemia, come on, Hero says, as he kind
You're
of pulls
playing
the
a long
bowl up
game.
for you.
Yeah.
So one of the needles keeps like constantly stabbing into the bowl. But it's like the very edge, so even if it broke through, it just hit the ground. As you get back under the bowl, he's gonna like push it back to the other side, being hit by the needles again. The structural integrity of the bowl maintains till you reach the opposite side. And
She
Hero
had
lets
to,
you out and then him.
depending on how long this took, she actually kept making a new bowl on top of it because I have to do it every minute.
Okay. So there is a terrifying moment when the bowl disappears, and almost instantly a new bowl appears in its spot. So as that happens, there's like a needle, and it just like shoots right towards your face, but then like hits a magically appearing bowl directly on top of it.
You see June's concentrating at this point. Every time she does that.
All right, you have avoided all of the traps in the lower level, it would seem, and gained 10 coin and a
Yeah.
sword. You can tell that
Oh, sorry.
Melen
He's the other one.
is clearly taking inspiration from the old quest books, where the hero always gains a magic sword somewhere in the dungeon and
He
gains
clearly is.
treasure. Hero's going to say, "Hey, Isaac, you used the coins to mend that toy. Aren't
I
we
did.
toys?
I think it would work on us as well.
Oh, can you fix this?" He says.
Hey, I just fixed him.
So you stitched him, giving him a 10.
Yeah, I'll
only
mend
missing-
his injury.
It's only missing 2.
So, what do you do?
So what exactly is it that he pointed to? What am I looking
He's
at?
got like a little stitch line in his shoulder.
Oh, okay. I'll just cast mending on that spot.
Okay. You were able to change 1 coin to 1 hit point on
Okay.
any character with your mending spell.
Okay.
So do you spend 2 coin?
Now I feel sad.
I'll spend
that
2
you
coin to top
spent
him
all
off,
that
yeah.
coin to fix the stick guy.
Oh.
Well, you gave the stick guy extra hit points with the mending spell,
Oh,
which
good.
is not useless. He starts at 5 away from your animation, and then you gave him 4. Which is how many coins you have?
Tank.
I gave him
tank,
3.
Tank.
Because he said he has 7.
Anybody you can take
You
damage
said you
for
had
me.
9 hit
Because
points.
otherwise it's probably going to
Oh.
be lower.
She had 9.
Oh, you're right, 9.
All right.
So,
The creature is standing there glaring at all of you with its creepy, smiling face painted on.
She's going to look at it a minute and say, let's get out of here.
You know, if I'm not Toy's face alone, tells you there's something really wrong with that child.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Says the woman.
You
who made the
you
toy.
carefully spot out the several traps between you and what you eventually find to be a stairwell. It looks like most of this dungeon seems made to give you a dire and desperate impression, but there really isn't anything dangerous in it besides the toys that attacked you initially. As you
And
reach
the
the
traps.
And the traps.
well, not with the Yuffie here.
Well,
they're
yeah.
not dangerous.
Yeah,
But-
straight up.
Yuffie's broken. Well, not yet.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
So while Isaac is fixing Hero, he's kind of infatuated between like the connection between our consciousness and then the sensations we get from our toy bodies. And so he's going to grab this little opening in his shoulder and like tug on it and be like, Hero, Do you feel that?
Yeah.
Does it hurt?
I don't really feel much of anything, but I can feel you tugging like it was numb, he says.
Did it hurt when they cut you there?
You're suddenly going to feel somebody lay hands on you. You feel yourself being dragged, actually. As you look out, you see Melen dragging Isaac outside of the fisheye.
Oh, I thought... Okay.
But you can feel him do it.
Right. I freeze for a moment and I say, Roland, could you feel when Melen was moving your body?
Nope.
Okay. This feels really weird. And he's going to keep watching what's happening in the camera.
I think it has something to do with what you are.
Yeah, I know. Melen, please don't do anything weird.
Too late.
It's a 12-year-old kid, man.
You will find the stairs. You look up a long flight. And you begin your ascent.
Yuffie will stay in front, scouting out the traps or triggering whatever needs to be triggered.
Okay. You begin to head up the stairs. The little Isaac is carefully watching the fisheye of Melen. And you are going to see he has dragged Juniper into frame.
I don't feel anything, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I don't feel anything either, Isaac.
Okay, good to know. That's probably for the best.
You're going to see Melen pick up Juniper's godmother wand, star-tipped rod.
June's eyes widen slightly.
Tower, identify, he says. As he picks it up, he sort of flings it around a little bit. The tower says, it is a magical wand. He seems disappointed with it. And then is going to kind of catch and look down towards you. At first you think he might be, like, checking you out.
Ooh.
But
He's a little kid.
Tower,
Never mind.
identify this robe, he says. As he says that, the tower says, it is a dragon.
Wow. That's an expensive dress.
June chuckles. Yeah, good luck with that kid.
And I bet you all thought my staff was weird.
You know, a couple dead bodies, yeah. You thought it was weird.
3.
It seems as though Melen is amply frustrated with the tower's inability to properly identify things. But as he is looking down, you're going to see a sort of cunning smile cut across his face. And you hear something low. You think it's a vibration?
June's eyes widen.
You're going to see him sort of look up, and you see kind of a light of mischief fill his face. He's going to reach down towards June. You see him pull up a little mirror. It appears to be vibrating.
It clenches and cracks dangerously, and she quickly does it.
So he is gingerly holding this mirror, and you're going to see him sort of like waltz up back towards the fisheye, and you see
Quickly
him
look down.
go like this, and he seems to be having trouble with it again. But then he seems to kind of turn it on, or at least he can see something. He goes, "Oh, you already made it to the stairs, huh? Well, just guess what awaits you there. More dangers. By the way, I was searching through your stuff. It appears as though this near thing is vibrating. Tower, identify this," he says, "if you can." The tower says, "It is an audio-visual sending device that is designed to connect to others of its make." He goes, "Really? Well." He thinks for a moment. And then another terrible grin is going to spread across his face as you're going to see him reach over and lay his hand on something out of frame. and suddenly he is going to transform into Juniper.
Quick
Well, aren't
question.
you a clever boy?
Have you used the mirror in front of us, or did you always do it in private?
Private.
Okay.
As you look up, you see that it would be very difficult to separate by visual this Juniper that Melen has become and the regular Juniper. This is a very good transformation. He is going to touch the little whatever he's looking at. You're assuming to silence you. And then he's going to kind of like waft his hair to the side a little bit. And he fusses with it. And then he's going to look at the mirror and how do I turn it on? He says, tower. The tower is going to explain, and he performs the action and then flips it open. You hear a voice, although you cannot see what is in the mirror. June, thank the light you're all right. I'm sorry it took so long to get away from heaven. You have no idea what kind of craziness is going on up there right now. I just touched down a bridge walk. Where are you? Please read this.
Do I recognize the voice?
You do not.
Okay.
Give her a second to take a look at it. You see that Melen seems a very good actor. You would also have difficulty telling the difference between June's voice, like her inflections seem on point from what you're looking at.
June herself, doll self, looks very angry at the moment. Okay, so I'm...
Yeah, go ahead and read that, please.
Yes, I'm all right. I'm glad Heaven's aware of what's happening. Me and the others went to Myrbbin's tower to get some insight, and we're just waiting in his lobby. He's just as bad as always. Barely cares at all. What did you learn about what's happening?
Nice. As Melen Juniper looks down at the mirror, having said a rather convincing line, Juniper is going to narrow her eyes towards the mirror and say, "What is it?" You will suddenly hear a harsh voice coming from the other side of the mirror. "I don't know who you are, but you have very little time to return Juniper's mirror to her and cease using her form. And if you have hurt her, I will hurt you. Think carefully on your next move, imposter. But know that no matter where you run and hide, I will find you. I will know who you are, and I will know what your worst fear is, and I will not hesitate to take away what you most love. Think carefully on your next move, for it may be your last." You're going to see Melen Juniper's face blanches, and he's going to turn off the mirror and hurl it away.
June has a vague smirk on her face, but she still looks pissed.
You're going to see him quickly, try to close the thing, and clearly from his side it does. And then you're actually going to see it shut off.
Who was that?
A friend.
Uh-huh.
Sounds like more than a friend. He was pretty worried about you.
You don't have friends who worry about you?
I mean,
You can't tell me that none of your crew would respond in similar fashion.
fair.
I may be a godmother, but I do have connections.
Do you think help will be coming from that individual?
Yes, I just hope that he doesn't fall into a similar problem that we did. Although, he's smart. I doubt he will.
Is that device traceable?
I'm sorry?
Is that device traceable?
He did say where we were.
He said
Here it
exactly
says.
where we were.
Myrbbin's tower.
I also have sent letters saying, in general, what our plans were, so if he checks the mail, he'll find out.
Having ascended
This is
a
such a
long
bad
flight of
crime.
stairs,
Such a bad crime.
Oh, yeah.
Such a bad crime.
Yeah.
12-year-old boy.
You all come up. What takes you about 4 minutes to ascend these stairs. Part of it is because of the slowness of both Juniper, Hero, who actually is like scraping his bulk on the side of the walls as he walks up the narrow stairwell, and the creation, which seems to have to bend itself down and sort of squat and roughly wiggle its way through in order to get through, just because it's so big. On the second floor, as soon as you reach the end, you look out into a wooden room. It seems disheveled and messy and very dusty. And you will see that there are a couple of crates, a few like cleaning implements like broom and a mop. That's really about it. And there's like a door on the other side that's shut.
No traps she can discern?
Give me a perception check.
Eight. Can we aid?
15.
You may aid, yeah, with advantage. Oh,
Oh, okay. 20.
you don't see anything obvious.
June's gonna do the whole roll the rock through the room again first.
How big is the rock?
Pretty big.
Like, heavy big?
Yeah.
Okay. You hear the boards creak alarmingly underneath the weight.
Unsummon it.
You do leave like a trench in the dust on the floor.
You know, I could just summon a board. Next time. If it falls through.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Dude, prestidigitation is like busted. In tiny form?
When you're little, yes.
Alright. So, you see this room. Is there anything? Hero says.
I can't see anything, she says. That doesn't mean there's nothing. I just can't tell for sure.
Can I see if there are any magical trap type things?
It would still be a perception check. But Euphemia did check the room and didn't see anything unusual.
Okay.
I'll go first, she says. And she steps into the room.
Careful.
As you step into the room, nothing happens. You walk to the center and sort of turn around. Your little stuffed feet have a cake of dust on them.
You said there were, like, mops and stuff?
There's mop and broom, yeah.
I would like to take the mop.
Okay. You pick them up.
And I would like to use the fibers to wrap around my arms.
Okay, how much are you destroying them?
What?
How much are you destroying the object? Like, are you taking, like, all the fibers? Yeah? Okay.
Oh.
You take all the fibers away. And
I'm using them to make
you're going
cushions
to
for myself.
You're going to wrap them around your joints to protect you a little more.
Well, not really my joints, but, like, you know, the wide open spaces.
Okay. You gain 1 temp.
Yay!
Right? You see the closed door ahead of you, and apparently nothing in this room.
Yuffie will approach the door.
Okay.
Does she need another perception check to check the door?
As you get to the door, you will see hanging on a peg near the door, there is a little dust, like a dust bomb.
And that's it?
Other than that, the door appears to not really be locked.
Roland's gonna take his foot and slide it across the floor and
There's
see if
a
maybe...
trench in the dust.
Is there anything on the floor underneath the dust?
No. There's just the boards. It looks like an old creaky attic.
Yeah, he's just curious if something might be written on the floor that the dust was covering up.
Do you open the door?
Are there any windows?
No.
Okay.
She's gonna turn and look back at you all, sort of like... She takes a breath, I guess a doll breath.
You feel like you're breathing, but your chest doesn't rise.
It's a doll breath. I mean, I don't know. She looks like she's, like, heaving a sigh, and then she reaches to open the door.
As you open the door, you open up into what appears to be a kitchen. You will see there is a half-eaten meal of little like doll food on the table. And you will see an indoor pump sink to your left and a bunch of dishes piled up on the sink and some there's like a little soap and a little sponge over there. And to your right, there's like a little coat rack and the coats are on the ground.
Any visible exit?
Yes, there's a way right across from you to another door, but there doesn't seem to be any other way out.
The coats.
Yes.
How big are they?
They are about your guys' size, like little doll clothes.
How sturdy are they?
Yeah, it's like a jean jacket kind of thing.
Excellent. I will put one on.
Okay.
You're arming yourself, aren't you?
Yes,
Go
I
ahead.
am.
Unfortunately, you can't gain more than 1 temp, but this, you still gained a temp from that.
It's all right, Flavor. It works. Yeah, she's attempting to make it so that she's harder to break.
You guys, Hero is going to kind of step in. Does everybody else walk into this room?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. It smells a little bit. The sound of the sink smells kind of stale,
We can smell.
apparently.
Weird.
You can breathe.
You
Fair.
can sigh.
Fair.
Yuffie's going to proceed forward towards
As
the next.
you-
Are there any
Exit.
knives?
There are some dishes in the sink, yes.
Are there any knives, like chef knives type things?
They're all, they're little dull wooden ones.
Okay. Never mind. Let's try.
You open up the final room and find what you would imagine would be a popularized image of a wizard's alchemy lab. There is little chemical spills, half completed and crumpled scrolls, and a little spilled ink pot in one of the cupboards. As you look across it, you see at the other end there is a large, impressive door. It's sort of a grand door with two large swinging-in doorways. Two portals. And there is a little bronze lock on it.
We don't think that Myrbbin was locked in here, do we?
I'm willing to bet he probably was. Or is.
If he was, you don't see him.
Well, not here specifically. I thought we were speaking of the castle in general.
In general, yeah.
Seems pretty safe, Hero says, as he steps inside.
These past few rooms have been awfully unassuming.
I would like to inspect this room and see if there's anything useful here.
The scrolls, they're not, they are arcantic, but they're just random arcantic symbols. They're not actually a scroll.
She just looks at him and she goes,
The ink is real. It's a little pot of ink that's spilled. The little chemical spill appears to be like colored water on the floor. And it's just sitting there on the stone floor. And other than that, you don't see anything unusual.
Yuffie will be over near the... Is there one door? I'm sorry?
It's one big grand door, yes.
She'll be standing in front of it, just kind of studying the door.
You can tell that this is the first door with a metal lock.
considering the last few rooms have been fairly friendly, I'm assuming we're coming up to a monster.
I would assume.
Or a challenge, at least.
Can Yuffie see anything on it that looks trapped?
Does it look magical?
Give me a perception check. The door does not have any symbols carved upon it.
Do I get advantage?
We're all helping.
Yes, if somebody is helping.
It's crappy either way. 16.
16?
It's not crappy.
This is great.
You look at the door. You see that it appears very sturdy. Definitely no poking through this one. It is definitely the most blocking portal you've encountered so far. And it looks locked.
Any good at picking locks?
Great at it, except, and she looks down at her hands.
Well, this could be funny. I'll try. I'll make myself a thieves' tools. Or lockpicks, rather.
Okay. As you make some lockpicks and head up, the moment you get close to the door, the keyhole shuts.
Fine.
Can Yuffie reach her hand through it?
Do you try?
Oh, God.
Do I?
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
Okay. You head forward and reach your hand into the door. The door is actually too thick for you to reach out the other side.
She pulls her hand back. We're gonna have a hard time getting through that.
What's the wall made of?
Stone. Actual stone.
How thick is the wall?
She goes over to the wall, sticks her.
You reach your arm into the wall, but it's as thick as the door is.
Worth a shot.
She gestures to her, arm. It's further than this. That's all I can tell you.
Can we examine the walls and see if there's, a secret passageway?
As you examine the walls, you may give me a perception check.
Would anyone like to aid me?
Sure, yeah.
How long are you going to spend on this?
Until they tell me to stop.
Jennifer is checking out these walls. Anybody else doing anything?
Yes. All right, so earlier Isaac could feel the sensation of being dragged around in person.
Yes.
This is a long shot, but he's going to try and consciously see if he can make his body move in real life.
Roll a d20.
Ooh.
You know what? Screw it. I'm going to use inspiration on this.
Do it.
Do it.
As you look around,
I crit.
Holy shit!
Oh god, you're gonna scare the hell out of that kid.
Oh no.
I hope he doesn't stab you.
With my sword.
okay.
Or hit you with 3 dead bodies.
As you
You're gonna
try
warn us
to
about this?
consciously reach across the divide between your toy form and your real body, you cannot see what's happening.
I'm going to regret this.
You are going to hear something through the walls of the castle, though. It is a yell. Isaac, do you do anything when you hear that?
A yell. Does it sound like Melen?
It sounds like Melen, yeah.
Probably freaked out from the... What
You
shouldn't
have
be
not
moving.
seemingly done anything at this point.
Isaac assumes Melen is yelling at something else and continues trying.
Oh dear.
Does he feel a sudden sharp pain?
He's going to throw me in the incinerator.
You are going to feel something hit the castle.
Brace myself on the wall.
The entire castle rumbles. And you hear something crash violently to the floor. It sounds like a piece of the castle just sheared off whatever it's sitting on and crashed to the ground.
What the hell? What in the pits?
You do feel footsteps, heavy footfalls, kind of running through the floor underneath you. And
Like inside the
you
castle.
will hear somebody cast a spell outside.
Uh-oh.
It appears as though there's some kind of fight happening.
What's going on? She says.
Is he a boy here?
You're going to see suddenly the little fisheye come on, but it's from a different perspective. It looks like it maybe fell to the floor. And it has rolled, so it is now like looking in a different direction. And you will see it look up from the floor at like a bunch of tables. And you can see these like intricately built dioramas. And then there's like part of a table above it. And you see it staring at an open door that has been ripped off its hinges. But there is no Melen in the frame and none of your bodies.
No sound?
There is no sound anymore.
June, I think your friend may have arrived sooner than expected.
He is very fast. He said he was in Bridgewalk.
Hopefully he notices us.
Even you could not imagine at Rafe's speed getting here so quickly.
Okay, that's fair. Although, even as fast as he is, even motivated, this would be a stretch.
Do we know what he did with Prongor?
Prongor didn't come.
Oh, yeah. He stayed. Yeah, I remember that now. We just came up.
You just miss him.
Me too.
Me three.
We all do.
Remembering Prongor didn't come, Isaac feels
Sarah
a little
does,
bit
June
better.
doesn't.
Isaac, in his mind, is like wildly searching for any sort of sensation to give him a clue as to what's happening. If it's related to him at all.
Did anyone do anything, she says?
I think I've connected with my body.
What?
He's standing there motionless as this marionette, so you can't read his expression, but he's focusing really hard.
As he is doing that, you two were checking out stuff on the wall. Roland, Hero's going to kind of nudge you and like point towards Isaac, and you're going to see the light in his chest sort of begin to like pulse.
In my chest?
You have a little fake gem in your chest.
Oh, I forgot that detail. Okay.
Is Isaac,
So much attention to
Isaac
detail.
seeming to be not aware of what's happening?
It's like below his line of vision.
Hey.
What's happening?
As you look down, you see that the gem in your chest apparently has reacted in some manner.
Do you think you're up walking around right now?
I think so.
Yo, hide. Let's hide him.
If you are, you seem to have no control over it at all.
Okay.
I'm gonna look around the room and see if there's anything we can maybe stuff Isaac under or hide him, so if Melen comes back and looks, Isaac's not there.
Why don't you go back a few rooms?
I can do that.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with
Maybe
you.
go hide under something?
I'm gonna go with you to try to hide you.
You want to go to the dungeon again?
Or
Well, I mean, you
just
could
back
go
in.
back one of the other rooms.
Yeah, like
Okay.
in the kitchen, like maybe we can hide him in the cupboard or something like that.
Have some food, chill.
As you head back in that direction,
Keep looking.
it has been maybe 2 minutes since you started doing that, and you guys have been searching the wall with a fruitless effort, it seems. You're going to see Melen come back in looking disheveled. You're going to see
She
him
leans
kind
over
of
to you and says,
fixing his
"Pretend
robe
we don't know what happened to him."
and like straightening his hair, but you see him coming through the fisheye that's rolled onto the floor.
June has a concerned look on her face as though she is looking for Isaac herself.
So the fisheye's staying on Ural's room, I'm assuming,
Yes.
because you're the furthest. Roland's waiting and listening from the other room to hear if Melen starts talking to them. He's going to walk in and say, "I can't find him either."
That's so smart.
Nice.
All right. As Melen comes back up, you guys, what is Juniper and Euphemia doing?
We're looking concerned.
Yes, June is looking concerned. She goes, "If he did something to him, I swear."
Melen, you're going to watch him walk up, and you'll see the fisheye turn as he picks it up and places it on something on the table again, where it was fixed previously. And now you're going to look down and see where everyone's bodies was laid. Everyone has been knocked over, and Isaac is missing.
It wasn't enough that I got up. I had to push you all over.
Just push us aside and run to freedom.
You're going to see Melen, like frantically look at and you see that he has clearly been struck on the side of the face.
I did what we all wanted to do.
But he appears to be all right. You see like a little bit of welling of tears on the side of his eye as he places the fishbowl, and he's going to like tap on it several times to where the vision shuts off. Give me a group deception check, please.
All right, Miss Charisma.
Only one of us roll?
No, everybody rolls.
Oh.
And if half of you succeed, then you're good.
Is it just us?
It's just
Because
you
he's...
four, you
Well-
guys in Hero.
Okay, I was going to say, possesses.
Oh.
Nice! 16.
20.
Okay. You guys think that it was pretty convincing, even though Euphemia was quiet.
Yeah, really quiet.
Thankfully, she doesn't have very much expression on her doll face.
Yep.
Okay. Juniper, even though your magical skills are significantly lessened, you're going to think you've gained a sense of where the little vision is searching in the Shadow Realm. And you think it moves away from you all, going to search for Isaac somewhere else in the castle.
He's looking for Isaac.
Isaac, give me a stealth check with advantage.
Okay.
You got this. Just play dead.
Stealth is dexterity by default?
Yes.
Okay. 8.
Okay. All right. Isaac, after about a minute of hiding, you're going to see the little vision pop up above your head. And Melen's going to say, "What are you doing? Why are you down here?"
I thought you were hiding in something.
Oh, then he goes...
He's gonna hide in something. And also, Isaac can not breathe, too.
So,
All of us don't need to breathe.
inside your little
Really,
crate,
but-
the side of the wall is going to become the little vision of the fisheye.
Okay.
And he's going to go, "Good try, whatever you did."
Can
He
I
says-
roll? I want to just like lay there as if the marionette's now just an inanimate object.
Okay, give me an advantage deception check.
You got this.
I'm good at that.
God, you...
Unlucky rolls, a 9.
Okay. The way he finds you, you're very clearly like hiding,
Mm-hmm.
and then you go like limp dead when he already saw you. So he goes, "Good try, whatever you did, but it didn't work, and now you're trapped," he says. "So just keep going then. Stop wasting time, or I'm going to send more monsters."
Isaac will push the top off the crate and be like, "I'm already trapped, you little idiot.
Oh.
Get out of my face."
Give me an intimidation check.
23.
It's pretty scary.
All right, you're going to see his lip kind of quiver, and he goes, I don't know how you did that. What were those veins?" he says.
God, I really want to know what he saw.
You best make yourself sight or I'll do it again.
He's going to look suddenly emboldened. He says, "Good luck escaping that trap."
Okay. Isaac ignores them and walks back to the group.
All right. The moment Hero sees Isaac open the door, he's like, "Dang it. Did it catch you?" You're going to see the little thing shoot back into the room. Melen is going to shut it down to where you guys can't see him.
But is it still there? Like he's
You
watching
can
us?
tell that he is still watching.
She...
Yeah, she's just gonna go.
You have a free advantage roll somewhere in this dungeon for that action.
Okay.
Melen is... or you can exchange it for 1 minute of time where Melen won't hear what you say.
Okay. Can I redeem that whenever I want?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Out of curiosity, does anyone else here speak like thieves can't or anything like that?
I think I do.
You don't speak thieves' can't.
Wait, no.
Julie.
I
But
don't
he's in the
speak-
underworld. He doesn't know some underworld,
I know some stuff, but I don't know thieves can't.
might be cross-communicating then.
So, the type of underworld that you deal with mostly speaks tiefling.
Okay.
But you do. She'll say something to you in thieves can't just to confirm.
So
something.
thieves can't isn't, it is sort of a code. It's
Right.
not a language.
It is, right.
Yeah. So you basically you make a long-winded conversation that means something.
Basically, it just means, are you hearing me right now, or something like that. She's just testing to see.
She will respond in kind, pretending
start
like she's
talking
actually
about
having.
the weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a
You'll just see
roundabout
Yuffie give a
fashion.
very small nod.
Hero is going to look at the door. Well, we're really no closer to getting through.
Any ideas on how to bust it down?
I don't know if we can. He says. He goes up and body slams it and bounces off uselessly.
Let's go back and check the rooms before it. Perhaps there's something there. Why else would there be 2 useless rooms? Or 3, really.
I'm wondering if we were supposed to go towards the baby crying the whole time.
So while they're walking back, you said the lock the hole in the lock shrinks when you approach.
Right.
Isaac's just going to kind of slap his hand on it and see if he can animate the lock at all.
Okay. As you animate the inner mechanism, you realize there is none.
Okay. So I figured.
Can you tell what it is? Like what's going on with it?
It's just a door. It's just a door that it's fused.
The whole door is fused to the wall,
Yes.
so this is clearly not the route.
It does have 2 cracks in it. You just don't think it opens normally. I think it opens magically.
Can I try something magical with it? Can I do magic at it?
I can aid you if you...
You didn't say that that's what you were doing at the moment, though. You said you were walking back into the other rooms.
Well, I said I suggested it. I didn't say we did it yet.
So are you watching Isaac do this?
Yeah. She commented saying that I think we should probably go do that. But if he's actually stopping, then she would stop and look.
Isaac is rubbing his hand across it, and you hear him say, "This thing is purely magical. Not a single mechanical part for me to manipulate."
Let me have a peek.
All right, you guys check it out. But we are going to go ahead and take a break there, Noble Heroes. We really hope you enjoyed the session, and we will get back with our heroes to see if they can make it through this doorway. Please give us a like and subscribe, you guys. We really appreciate it. It really helps the channel grow. And make sure to hit the bell icon to be notified of any further videos. And do try this at home. Have a good night.